Well, Starlight Children's Foundation is a charity that helps poorly children. It brightens the lives of seriously and terminally ill children.
Okay.
And we do that in a number of different ways. We provide entertainment in every single children's hospital, ward and hospice across the UK.
Fantastic.
That's over 500,000 children that are being helped. And we also grant wishes of a lifetime to those children who are either seriously or terminally ill. And wishes can be literally anything.
Oh, fantastic. So what have some of the recent wishes been that Starlight have done?
Goodness, well, recent wishes for Starlight. Well, I know we've got one that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, which we've actually never done before. In the UK, we've been going for 27 years. We've never actually had this one. It's for a young lad who's fighting a brain tumour at the moment. He's 18 years old, and his wish is to swim with great white sharks. Most kids want to swim with dolphins.
It clearly has a daring streak to his character.
Well, yes. I mean, much as I'd love to go on all the wishes, but if I'm lucky, I get to witness one wish a year. But I don't think I go on that one, because if you saw me, they'd want to throw me in as the bait.
Fantastic. And so you say you go along to quite a lot of the wishes. How long have you been working for Starlight?
Oh, I don't actually. No, unfortunately, I don't get to go along on the wishes.
Oh, that's a shame.
I've been working with Starlight. Well, it'll be 12 years in March next year.
Oh, fantastic.
So quite a long time.
Absolutely. And as so what's been happening with Starlight since you joined? So which way is Starlight moving forwards, if you like?
Well, actually, we're seriously moving onwards and upwards. When I joined, we were helping around about 20,000 children a year in hospitals and granting 100 or so wishes. The charity was very close to be honest, to having to close, because there was just too many wishes being promised and not enough funding coming in. And we've now built it up, as I said, to sort of helping over 500,000 kids a year. And one thing we're very proud of is that we've, over those 10 or so years, we've managed to drive the cost of fundraising and administration right down. You know, a lot of charities are sort of up in the sort of 30p plus bracket for sort of fundraising and admin. At Starlight, it's 7.1p in the pound, so just a fraction under 93p in every pound is going straight to the children.
Oh,
and we're really, you know, genuinely we're proud of that, because it's tough to get to that.
Absolutely. So just about everything that the viewers are donating then is going directly to help out the kids.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And you know, and if anybody's listening and they're thinking, no, that's not possible, if they go to our website, starlight.org.uk, they'll see a pie chart on the left-hand side of the screen with 93p on it. Click on that, and it will take you to the Charity Commission, and there they can read our audited accounts for their own gratification.
Fantastic. And one of the reasons, I mean, there are obviously many great reasons why fundraising for Starlight's a good thing. One of the reasons that occurred to us in the first place is because we're doing a marathon, so on the Nintendo consoles, and I believe you guys have got a bit of a connection with Nintendo, haven't you?
We do indeed. Nintendo have been extraordinarily amazing for Starlight, and I'm not just talking about Starlight in the UK, I'm talking about Starlight worldwide, but let's just deal with Starlight in the UK. We're just finishing putting what's called a Starlight Fun Centre into every single children's hospital, ward and hospice in the UK. And a fun centre, again, is a great idea. Go to the website and have a look so you can see an image of it. It looks a little bit like a robot. It's got a 32-inch flat screen at the top as the head, and then in the body there's a Nintendo Wii, there's a Fitboard, there's a Blu-ray player, and then in the carrying case that comes with it there are 4 DSIs and all the charging kits, steering wheels and nunchucks, and you'll understand I'm slightly on the edge of my knowledge here, because my age would give me away. My kids play a lot with their Wii, but I only play on it occasionally when I'm required to. So we've got all of this kit, and the Starlight Fun Centre's sole purpose in life is to provide entertainment to sort of distract the kids from the definitely boredom, quite often fear, and quite often pain from their treatment or from their illness in particular. And so we have put 1,200 of these out there in the last 18 months. The cost to the charity is £3,000 per unit, so it cost us
Okay.
3.6 million. Now, Nintendo donated every single element that's in that fun centre, the Wii's, the DSI's, all the bits that go with it, the games, everything. And I did actually tot it up on the back of an envelope.
Which is where all important mathematics is done, after all.
Absolutely. And I reckon that their support from that probably came in at around about 1.6 million.
Wow, that's really impressive.
And then on top of that, they then actually provide us with the sort of in-field backup. If something goes wrong with the fun centre, and I don't just mean if something goes wrong with the Nintendo bit, because it never goes wrong with the Nintendo bit, but if say one of the kids hasn't put their strap on and the controller goes through the screen of the TV, it's actually a Nintendo person that goes to the hospital and fixes it on site, or leaves another fun centre and takes the broken one off site to get it fixed. And all of that is donated by Nintendo. And that's just the UK. And these guys, they do it in the USA, they do it in Canada, and they do it in Australia. In Australia, Starlight is the largest children's charity bar none. But we're catching them up.
A little bit of context then, because obviously some of our viewers are watching from around the world. So Starlight, not just a British charity, you're saying?
No, I mean, in each territory, the Starlight is totally independent of the other Starlights. We all share the same mission. We all were born out of the same person, Emma Samms, the actress Emma Samms, who started Starlight 30 plus years ago. But we are independent of each other, and so the funds that we raise in our, in different territories stays within the territories and is used for the children. We do broadly similar things. We've got a program we do in the UK which none of the others do, and the same with Australia. They've got a fantastic program called Captain Starlight, which they do down in Australia, which is brilliant. It's really good. I mean, I've been down there and looked at it, and as and when we can raise the funds to do it in the UK, I'm sure we'll bring it to the UK. It's that good.
Sounds wonderful. And does Starlight have any kind of projects on the go at the moment then? Anything you're particularly trying to raise the profile of?
Well, right now, I mean, it's sort of the here and now. I mean, we've got Christmas coming up in, 6 or 7 weeks' time. There will be something in the region of 100,000 children will spend time in hospital over Christmas. So, and sadly for some of them, it's going to be their last Christmas. So we have decided to try and have a sort of a Christmas of happiness, a Starlight Christmas of happiness, where every child that's in hospital, somehow we at Starlight are going to bring a smile to their face. And for those children that are facing a very uncertain future, or possibly nothing at all to look forward to, we're going to grant them all a wish. And that is a huge undertaking, but we are determined to do it, and I'm confident we will, and we certainly will with the support of guys like you.
It sounds like an absolutely wonderful campaign, and I know there's been mention as well as the Give As You Live campaign. Are you able to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that Give As You Live is for Starlight is really, it's really exciting. There's a bit of nerd speak now coming up here, but as somebody who is has to try and find ways of raising millions of pounds every year, this is a genuinely new way for us to actually raise funds. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't actually cost people a penny. They're donating without it costing them something. Now, perfect. I can hear people saying, well, that's not possible. How is that possible? But the first thing to do is go to starlight.org.uk. You'll see a picture of dear Bill Nye up in the top left-hand corner, a message from Bill. Click on that, and it will give you the full detail, and there's a little 30-second film clip which tells you how it all works. But in essence, what it's about is that you get a tiny download from Starlight, and each time you go online and shop, if you're shopping somewhere, I don't know, like HMV or Blockbuster or Amazon or with whoever, they, on anything that you buy, normally they would then be giving some marketing dollars to the organisation that was responsible for the click to get you to that website.
Okay, so be it a search engine or another website or whatever.
Absolutely. What this tiny piece of software does is it basically it sends the information which says, would you please instead give a donation to Starlight? And we've got over 2,000 affiliates, that's different companies, that have actually signed up to this. So there's a huge number of companies, not all of them, but a huge number of all the sort of big recognisable names, as I say, like Amazon, HFB, Blockbuster, John Lewis, Waitrose, Tesco, that all of the really big names, they're there. And it is extraordinary, I mean, I've been using it, personally been using it for 6 months, and I'm not a great online purchaser of things, although I do buy my car insurance, my house insurance online. And I was absolutely amazed the other day when I saw my total tick up and actually crack through the £250 barrier. Now that's £250 that Starlight would never have seen, because I don't have £250 to donate to Starlight, and that's just come. I've insured my house, and I think it cost 220 quid to insure the house, and they gave £35 to Starlight as a donation. How good is that?
That's absolutely brilliant. So what you're saying then is all we've got to do, go to the Starlight website, download the small bit of software that's on there,
yep,
and then shop as normal at Christmas.
Shop as normal. That's the key thing with this. This is what's the clever bit about it, is you just shop as normal, and
Starlight
it automatically recognises.
Get the funds credited.
That's right. So once you've done the download once, you don't have to then remember to shop for Starlight. It'll just do it. And I mean, at the moment, it works best in Chrome. It works in all of the main browsers, i.e. Safari, Opera, Firefox, etc., etc. But I think the experience is best in Chrome personally, but that's my personal view.
Okay.
And it just, I mean, in Chrome it just comes up with a bar. If the company is an affiliate, there's just a bar at the top, and it says, Amazon will donate to Starlight. On some of them you automatically get a green traffic light, and that just means you're automatically donating if you buy. On others you get a red traffic light and it says click here to donate, and that then sends a message to the online retailer saying this, if this person buys, please donate to Starlight. It's as simple as that. I mean, it really is that simple. It's extraordinary.
Sounds absolutely brilliant. So very little work and no money required, and yet hundreds of pounds donated per person.
Absolutely. I mean, if somebody like Bill Nye, who, Bill is one of our ambassadors, and bless him, Bill is not, Bill is not somebody, I think, who's recognised, say, like, for example, Stephen Fry for being a great computer man. If somebody like Bill is willing to put his name to it, then you can be sure that it's actually a really good thing.
Absolutely. And I suppose probably our last question. I know people sometimes are concerned, what's the point in me donating my £10? What's it going to do? So what would a viewer's donation of £10 here to the Marathon, to Starlight, do for Starlight?
Well, I mean, it's so many different things. Let's think. So, I mentioned all the kids, the 100,000 kids in hospital. We are going to be providing hospital parties, a party in every single hospital in the UK in December, over December and January. For us to provide that party per child, it works out at almost exactly £10 per child. So if somebody donates £10, actually it's about, I think it's £11.56 to be totally pedantic, but so if anybody wants to go up to the full £11.56.
£11.56 is the target then?
Yeah, but £10, and that is that you then know that you've got a very poorly child in hospital going to the Starlight party, and that's paying for everything: their food, their goodie bag to take home, the items that they wrap up for Pass the Parcel, an entertainer, all the decorations, the tablecloths, the plates, knives, the whole thing. It's almost like a party in a box, if you like. And so that's that. We have the Starlight Pantomime. It's a troupe of half a dozen actors. They do 2 shows a day, 6 days a week for 8 weeks. And so so every panto, it works out at, surprise, surprise, around about £10. Again, it's just slightly more than £10, and that will enable a very poorly child to go to the panto when the panto comes to them. I mean, we set all the props up in the ward and wheel the beds around so that all the kids can see what's going on, and the panto sets off. And then when they finish the panto, then we're doing Dick Whittington this year. when they finish the panto, the players then go around the hospital and meet other children who perhaps were too poorly to actually sit for 45 minutes whilst the panto's going on. So nobody misses out. And then, of course, you've got the wishes. I mean, you know, wishes are... it's extraordinary what the kids ask for, the huge range that they ask for, but people might be quite surprised about the range of the cost. You know, a wish really can cost just from a few pounds to obviously to thousands of pounds, depending on what the children ask for, but quite often, you know, a wish which on paper looks like it's going to be massively expensive isn't, because the first thing we do when we're asked for something is think, who do we know who could actually donate that? So we don't actually get a checkbook out. What we do is we get on the phones and speak to people. So if a child wanted to ride in a helicopter, just as an example, that isn't something that we would ever go and buy. But we will go and find people who own helicopters and ask if they'd do it for us.
Right.
So,
okay.
so it's actually amazing how far £10 could go.
Okay, and on the slightly bigger scale then, so looking at the marathon as a whole, I mean, we don't have a set target this year, but it would be brilliant if we could raise somewhere in the region of £5,000. What would we be looking at then? What could that do for Starlight?
Well, I mean, you know, £5,000, you know, that would be absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's 500 kids at a hospital party. Well, that would actually be about 5 hospital parties at 100 children each, or 10 and 50. You know, the kids going to the panto, again, around about 500 children entertained there. It could be, you know, it could be one amazingly glitzy, fantastic, spectacular wish for one child, for example, to be flown up to Lapland, stay in the ice hotel, spend 3 days up there, going in the sleighs and going with the huskies and the reindeer and so on, and of course meeting the big man himself. And it could be a whole series of wishes where it's that amount, you know, the contribution that's needed to, you know, when a child wants to, for example, meet a celebrity or something like that, we obviously have to bring the children to the celebrity, and if they live a long way away, then we will pay for their transport and we'll pay for them to be put up in a hotel. And whilst the hotels are always, obviously, they're very generous, and that, you know, they'll allow us to have the rooms at a very low price, at the end of the day there is always a certain amount of cost, and it might be £50 or £100 or something to put the whole family up in a really nice hotel room.
Sure.
And so on. So, you know, £5,000 would make a massive difference to us, absolutely massive.
That's fantastic. Neil, thank you so much for talking to us from all of us here at the Marathon. It's been brilliant talking to you. And we hope you have a great weekend and have a chance to tune in when you're at home over the weekend and say hi.
Cool. Thanks very much. Happy marathoning.
Thank you kindly. All the best. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Swan, can I break down this mic and stand there? That's the interviewing done as far as we're aware.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, the Pearl script was not updated, so I've got to hit main and hit F5.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. We are at 9 views, so we were at 11, so a couple of viewers obviously hanging around for that. Kristen can be here very shortly. A few things have been going on in the chat.
Brilliant.
I'm looking for a coin and I
Anyone
knows where this last coin is? No.
Have you got the one from right up at the top near the house?
Maybe.
So has he got the one where you drop down onto that ledge and it's behind the ice curtain here?
I don't know, I've not been watching. I've been trying to sort of
drop down to, like, all the way, drop down. Drop. Yeah, keep dropping to your right.
Yeah, I picked up the one by the elevator.
Keep dropping, keep dropping, keep dropping. Okay, go left. Sorry, no, turn around, turn around.
Oh, there is one there,
He's had that one. Out onto that bridge, and you want to walk right to the end of the bridge without jumping off the edge of it. So turn right. Walk really slowly to you.
This one is right at the very end, so
you just have to get right to the edge of that bridge and then stand still, and it'll teleport you. That should do it. Just stop and wait.
good, the warp's not working.
Try and get a bit closer, maybe?
Don't maybe more in the middle. There we go.
So you're looking to drop down off there, but then stop on the ledge.
Yeah.
So there's you jump down off there, you slide down the hill, but as soon as you hit the bottom of the hill, you've got to jump to try and stay on the ledge you're on.
Yeah. Mushroom in there.
There you go. And then you've got to somehow get over to that with a ridiculous long jump off that bridge.
Yep.
So, Yoshi's on his way in the next hour, is he?
Yeah.
Where you're aiming to get to is that broken bridge.
Yeah.
You can't get to that. No, you can't get to that.
So why do I get to slide down here?
You can look around and find out a safe way off it. Yeah. Now, this is essentially a long jump right from the edge of that bridge. You've got to run towards it and long jump right at the end. You know, it's a long jump here.
That one?
I think it's the left trigger and then 8. Try it on the switch as much as you want. Very good. It takes me 100 to get through that normally.
I will never manage that again. Hooray! I've tanked the ship. I fell to one life. I thought I'm bound to fall off the edge in a minute.
Thank you, Lizzie. Much appreciated. And yeah, it was really good to chat to them. It lends a bit of context, I think, of why we're sat here in stupid outfits for 3 days.
What's that?
I'm sat here in a sensible outfit for 3 days.
My way. Shoot. Wait, like that.
Turn around.
So I need to stop that local recording and then try and put it up on YouTube, actually.